Hello and welcome to Mystery Us. I'm Tony Pratt, your host for Mystery Us, and today on our program we have a very intriguing guest, Mitzi McCartha. Welcome to Mystery Us.
Thank you.
How are you doing today?
I'm fine, thank you.
All right. Now, Mitzi, you are the owner of Outlook Success Life Coaching here in Nashville.
Yes.
And you were trained at Vanderbilt University in traditional psychotherapy.
Right.
And tell us how that training actually led to the life coaching.
The life coaching? Oddly enough, even though I was trained at Vanderbilt to do psych nursing, my paths took different twists and turns in life. So life happened, and I didn't get to explore the psych end as much as I would have liked to. And so there was always this void that I felt. I felt like I was missing something. I thought I'd been trained to do this particular skill. I thought I would have been really good at it, but things just happened differently. So I had the great opportunity to experience personal coaching. And as the life coach and I were talking about this profession, it suddenly dawned on me that I could use my skills in psych nursing to translate over to coaching. And she agreed wholeheartedly.
Right.
And so in my mind, it just, I guess, kind of kept going on in my head. I thought, you know, this would really be fun. I think I would really enjoy this. And so one thing led to another, and I decided to become a life coach. I thought this is a great way to use my skill set. I can fill that void again.
So, and it differs in that in the psychotherapy, you're looking at past problems that are blocking issues, that are blocking them from success, whereas the life coaching, it's all goal setting and looking to the future. So it's a lot more positive.
Yes. Traditional psychotherapy, if you look at coaching and psychotherapy, there are a lot of similarities, and being trained in psychotherapy, I'm constantly having to gauge myself, thinking, is this a psychotherapy situation or is this a coaching situation? And really with traditional psychotherapy, you're looking in the past. You're kind of going more on feelings on the past, exploring that in more detail. I would think the advancement is a lot slower. With coaching, it's very future-oriented. You're always wanting to move forward. You don't get in the past so much. You may talk a little bit about past events to understand where you are now and where you want to go in the future. It's very active in goal setting, taking action steps to move forward to fulfill your goals.
Right, and you believe in letting the clients actually design their own path to success.
Yes.
Now, how does that
work?
Yes.
Actually, you know, if I had to come up with another name, and I love my business name, I would probably say Future by Design Life Coaching. Future by Design, because really, if you think back on it, when was the last time you ever took anybody's advice, really? If you look back in yourself, most people would probably say rarely. Why? Because we know inside what we really want to do, and sometimes we get a little stuck in achieving that. We're not sure what we want to do, but deep down we know it inside. So when you get with a life coach, that coach will ask a lot of open-ended questions. They'll ask you to reflect on your life. If you could see yourself a year from now, where would you see yourself? If you had to write your own personal mission statement, what would that be? And so through those types of questionings, you move forward.
Okay, speaking of mission statement, what is your formula for success, or your definition of success?
To me, success is being able to live my life the way that I design it and the way I want. And that means achieving my own personal goals. And I have set those for myself. And I had to get a really clear vision of what it was that I wanted. And the nice thing about it is if you do need to back up and revamp because you didn't achieve what you wanted, you can always redo something and get yourself back on track again. That's always allowed.
Is it okay to change your goals? I mean, adjust the direction you're going in midstream if you receive new information, I guess?
Yeah, no, that's a good question. You know, we are changing beings, and life changes, and there are times when you have to back up and revamp. I'm working with a client now, and they came in and she set some goals up and was well on her way, and then she got stuck. And she said, we have to revamp these. This isn't working. And so we were able to sit down, and she came up with what she wanted to do. And so, yes, we had to backtrack.
So I guess as long as you are progressing toward worthwhile goals, or goals that are moving you in the direction of what you're really trying to achieve. I mean, you might know what you want, you know, in general, but you don't specifically, you can never really know until you go there.
Right. You know, it's kind of like when you're driving a car and you may have a road map, but sometimes there's a detour or something comes up beyond your control, you have to adjust. And so that's the beauty of the coaching. It is to help somebody to get out of that rut, because a lot of times people aren't the best at prompting themselves to take action. You know, I like to call life coaching a call to action.
You just need a coach is someone that's been there, done that. They can kind of guide, or a guide. They guide you, that you're not going to have the same exact journey that they had, you know, before you, but they just kind of give you their experience and give you some kind of guidelines, I guess.
Exactly. I mean, you know, if I'm doing a coaching session, somebody will come in and the first thing you want to know is, you know, where would you like to go? You know, what would you like to do? What are your goals? And so you set that, and then you start asking them a lot of reflective type questions. You know, what are their top priorities? If they had to, you know, number them in order of priority, what would that be? Where would they like to see themselves in the future? If they were in this particular situation, how would they like to be treated, or what would they like to do? So it's a lot of questions like that. I actually got a book on coaching questions, and the book is just full of these questions, and you begin to see a common theme, and a lot of it is truly a lot of deep reflection.
And your experience is not just in the clinical sense or in the medical, you know, health sense. You also are an entrepreneur yourself and have some businesses.
Yeah, I have found, me personally, I love being an entrepreneur, and I love entrepreneurial things. It's my heart and soul, and I love it with all my heart and soul. And so the things that I did entrepreneurially, I was able to take a lot of those skill sets and apply them to different things as I have progressed in life. And what does that mean for my clients? A lot of the things they've experienced, I've had to deal with myself. You know, I've had to deal with setting up a new business. I've had to deal with a career change. I've had to, you know, deal with, you know, creating something from the ground up, making a change, moving ahead.
What's the hardest thing for people to do? I mean, is it just deciding what they want, or choosing a direction, or, I mean, making a plan? What's the most crucial?
Hardest thing? I think it's probably, I would say, deciding that you need coaching. You know, a lot of times, you know, if people have to go see a psychiatrist, there's a stigma attached to that. A lot of people don't even know what life coaching is. It's a burgeoning profession. It had its origins more or less in the 80s. It started out, and it was more in the corporate world. Where, you know, you used corporate trainers and using a managerial framework, and how you could coach employees, coach managers, coach leaders. And it finally found itself into the mainstream society. And a lot of people find that they don't really need a psychiatrist to deal with pathology and you know, psychiatric issues, but a lot of times you may have something that you want to work on. You may want to improve yourself. You may want to deal with a career change. You may want to explore something in more detail. And so that's how coaching differs. It doesn't have to be problems.
How much of it is, though, just having the right mindset? I mean, it's not just a positive mental attitude. I mean, you have to be focused. You have to, but if you have that right attitude, I mean, it's almost like success attracts success, like the law of attraction.
That is true. Yeah. I think if you have the right mindset, the good thing about the coach is that they hold you accountable. You have that accountability factor. There is no sloughing off, so to speak. It's like, if I have this action step, I've got to account to my coach next week. Yeah, it really is. And you do have to have a passion for what you want to achieve, because I know the client that I'm working with, they're very passionate about the coaching process. And every time we set an action step, they're working on achieving it, whether it's journaling, whether it's writing their own personal mission statement, or anything like that. And some of these exercises are hard to do. In traditional psychotherapy, you don't have the homework, so to speak, but every time you leave a coaching session, there is an action step that you will complete. You might complete one or two for the next week, so that you're constantly working towards something.